poppin', everybody? It's your boy Mike Gomes. Today I'm going to give y'all some sauce. We're going to break down step by step how we get novation agreements done. My guy Daryl hit me up and he's like, Mike, I need help with a novation deal. What exactly is the process? Now, there are going to be some people that are mad at me for dropping this video, but I don't care. I want to bring y'all the value. All I ask is to please like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and get in the link below so that you can get in the free private Facebook group. But a novation is where we fix and flip a property without ever buying it. And I literally break down exactly how we do it. This video alone is worth like hundreds and thousands of dollars if you utilize the steps in this video. People are going to be mad, but whatever. I don't care. I'm for y'all. So let's get into the call and make y'all some freaking money.
We're trying to figure out exactly, like, so do you use a realtor when you list this, like, or who takes the calls when the buyers are calling and like doing the inspections and all that stuff?
So here's the process, right? For a novation, what it's going to be is you're going to get it under contract as a novation, right? Which is going to give you the rights to market it on the MLS. You're also going to have the rights to file a memorandum and novate the deal. So pretty much that piece of paper allows you to do whatever you want with the property. So the steps are get that agreement in place. And then after that, if you can get a power of attorney for the seller as well, which you use a third-party power of attorney. That third-party power of attorney can be somebody that has nothing to do with the deal, maybe one of your homies or something like that. And they will be able to sign off on the listing agreement and all that stuff. You don't necessarily need the power of attorney. I like to have it because it helps. But if the seller's on board with everything and you're super upfront with everything, you shouldn't need the power of attorney. I'm doing one down in Atlanta right now where we don't have a power of attorney and it's going fine. So you do that and then you go file the memorandum and then you clean the property up. Maybe if it needs, like a cleaning or painting or whatever it needs, just whatever it needs to get it up to speed to list it. And then you list it with a realtor and you let the realtor know exactly what you're doing. And then here's what happens. The realtor lists it. And if you have a power of attorney, you can have the power of attorney sign off on the listing agreement. Or you'll have the seller sign off on the listing agreement. It kind of depends on what state you're in. Like the one in Atlanta, we can sign off on the listing agreement because we have the rights to do it on our contract. But if it was in Massachusetts, we'd have to have the seller sign off if we didn't have POA. So after that, you list the property, then an offer comes in. That offer comes in from an end buyer, somebody that's going to move into the property and live in there. And on the purchase and sale agreement between the end buyer and the seller or the power of attorney, you have to put on the additional terms and conditions, blank LLC to be paid out X amount of dollars to release the entity's interest in the property. And the way that you find that number is by going to your attorney and saying, hey, can you draft up a preliminary HUD statement? And they draft up the preliminary HUD statement, and you pretty much just you subtract everything that would, like, let's just say the purchase price comes in at 200 and your agreement with the seller is like 120. You'd have to subtract the 120, which is 80. And then on the HUD statement, it's going to give you all the fees. It's going to give you the realtor fees and the closing costs and everything like that. You subtract that from the 80, and then you end up with the number that you got to put on the on that purchase and sale agreement and the additional terms.
Okay.
Makes sense.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So as far as like, so if somebody signs off, are they handling the inspections though? So like, or is your agent, do you usually just let your agent handle all that, like the inspections and all that?
Yeah, you're acting as a seller, just like if you were going to sell a fix and flip, or if you were selling your personal house, you let the agent act as kind of like a transaction coordinator, and they do their job,
right? Are you
right?
doing flat fees or like giving them like a percentage of the deal?
It all depends on the area. Like the one in Atlanta, the guy's doing it for super cheap. Up here in Mass, we just give the realtor a regular commission. So it all just kind of depends. To be honest, bro, here's how I look at realtors. I think that they're important, especially if they
For sure.
if they know what they're doing, right? Like if they're a good realtor, they're gonna go to bat for you. They're gonna get the highest price for you. They're gonna make sure that the buyer's super vetted. So I don't mind paying them, nor do I want to handle all the buyers coming in. But sometimes the deal's tight and you have to do a flat fee listing. But I'd rather just pay the agent their commission that they get.
Look, are you recording this conversation, bro?
I am.
You should be. You should be. Bro. Why would somebody? I'm gonna give you some content for a reel right now, bro.
I love this.
Why would somebody say yes to a novation when they could just do this themselves? Like why wouldn't I just, like, if I was a seller, why wouldn't I just reach out to a homeowner or reach out to a realtor and have them list it for me?
They can, and that's the thing that I always say. I always say, why don't you just list it with a realtor? I did one before. Guy was moving down to Florida. He had his brother living in the property. We helped his brother have find a place to go. We gave him like $3,000 for first, last, and security, and he was moving down to Florida, right? So he didn't want to deal with the realtor. He didn't want to have any conversation with the realtor at all, nor did he want to deal with his brother. So we dealt with all that. So at the end of the day, you have to be solving some sort of problem. I did another one where we had to stop a foreclosure. I did another one where we helped the guy move all the way to Arizona. There's always something that you're going to have to help with. You know what I mean? I did another one helping somebody move to Montana. So if there's something that you can't help with, right, then why do it? And that's what I always say. So with that guy, the first guy I was telling you about that moved to Florida, I literally told him that. I said, hey, why aren't you just listing this with a realtor? And he just kept saying, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But his price was just too high for a cash deal. And I'm like, dude, I can't do this. What I can do is facilitate everything for you. So I'll give you a bar. This is what I always say to the sellers. I always say, hey, what this is going to look like is just us facilitating everything for you. It's pretty much like our white glove service where you don't have to do anything. You never have a conversation with the realtor. You never deal with any repairs. You never deal with any buyers or anything like that. You're completely out of the deal. All you got to do is sign the closing docs at the end. That's it. And if that's what they want, then cool. We call it our concierge service. But I do have somebody else on a Zoom right now, and I gotta call their seller. So
Thank you.
I got you, bro. Let me know if you have any more questions.
All right, talk to you later, dog.
All right, peace.
Over the past year, I've been crushing novations, especially these as-is type of novations where you don't really put too much work into it. Maybe somewhere between like $5,000 and $10,000 tops is what we look to put in these type of novations. And here's what you should do. If you're like, holy crap, I might be missing opportunities in my CRM, go back to your CRM and look at all the leads in your pipeline that are asking for like 75 to 85% ARV. And you're like, dang, this number doesn't really work for a cash deal, but the property doesn't need too much work. Those are your novation deals. So I want you to go back to your CRM and look at all these novation deals that you could be missing out on. And if you need help with them, shoot me a DM. I'm going to see y'all on these novation deals. Let's go.